won't jump off the slippery slope on this playthrough. I admit I was tempted simply because I tend not to be that type of player. But I figure, you know, Dr. Reed was, or I as a player was doing that from a place of, you know, do the least harm. Thus Dr. Reed was doing it from that perspective. And now that he knows what consequences it carries, I'm probably going to minimize how often I actually use that sort of thing. I mean, I kind of got accustomed to the blue option being a good option to take, because that was what all the give medicine options were. And I did do some digging, and it turns out that, yes, actually, you know, just talking to her normally would have meant she would live. And it's the law of unintended consequences. You do something with one intention, and something else blindsides you. And when I realized, and in her case, it was, the way I look at it, she probably was in that trance state still, up to the point that the skull that we were working on came back from the dead, I'm assuming, and she wasn't responsive, so yeah. I mean, not fun regardless, but again, learning experience. And as it is, I was reading an article earlier this week, and apologies for getting political. I'm very political minded. I try to keep it out of the game, out of the streams, simply because I know not everyone's into it. But on this one, it was a couple of laws got passed a few months back, or earlier this year, that wound up shutting down online sites where essentially prostitutes were advertising their company, so to speak. And the intent was, you know, get those sites shut down, be able to, you know, stop people from being exploited. But the unintended consequence was that by doing so, and this is bizarre but it makes sense, because a lot of advocacy groups that were trying to help people in these situations, women and children primarily, and yes, unfortunately, children, they were also using those sites to get into contact and try and help the people. Because, you know, it was a way for people to post and gave easy contact information as opposed to trying to track them down in the street. So they lost that avenue to try and help them out. Not to mention that with the closure of such sites, it also meant that these people were then having to essentially go back to the streets in order to, you know, gain customers. Which is a lot more risky than, you know, sitting behind a computer screen and being able to vet someone from a distance. Like I said, law of unintended consequences. The intent was noble, but and in my digging I did find out that apparently it is, apparently she was the one that was supposed to give you the medicine, or the last recipe, so to speak. For the migraines, headaches, and that caliber ailment. Okay. And, you know, with her dead, they didn't lock you out, thankfully. It's just that you have to find it somewhere near the cemetery is all I know for sure. Shillings. Oh, that was a little weird. Large box of pills. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Got him. So I'll be kind of searching around for that.
Did you hear me? Over there! Roast it alive! Doesn't like burning, does it?
Okay. Quarantine. Contagious disease. No one shall enter or leave quarantine area without written permission of the local health authority.
It's locked.
Like I said, I will freely admit that I was quite tempted to kind of go against how I usually am in games like this. You know, I'm very much the lawful good type of player. Huh. Okay. Where exactly am I? I'm like 90% sure I've been up here before. Especially since I couldn't open anything. But where from? But yeah, I really feel crappy about taking out a pillar of the community. And yet I left Clayton. I might go back and kill Clayton Cox at some point in this playthrough, because, again, it's not so much why not necessarily, just, you know, like, hey, I've killed one person already that I didn't want to kill. So, yeah, may as well just kill off someone who really deserves it. Yeah, I gotta say the combination of that and the ultimate are pretty potent. Because if they're not weak to one, they'll be weak to the other, generally speaking. And if they're not weak to either... Oh boy. Well, that was... Huh. Oh, okay, I can't jump down for some reason. Oh boy. Okay, so it should be somewhere near here. Unless it's in the cemetery itself. Which is entirely possible. Unless it was over. Oh, hang on. I might be able to... Nope, can't jump up to there. Oh. Okay, so I can jump over to here. So that probably explains why they have the The cheapest and best funerals. Boy, is that not a great slogan. Alright.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Blinker skull. So yeah, in terms of wandering the cemetery, part of it is to see what I can see prior to continuing the main quest. And part of it is trying to find the medicine recipe that I've been assured, or that I saw online, is supposed to be here. You know, it's kind of funny, I genuinely keep forgetting that I have the serums and vials I can use. Oh.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, I think I'll just head back over to the cemetery at this point. Okay, I guess I can't. Oh, okay, there we go. That was a rather weird one. Found some shillings. Well, I feel a little silly for having used my ult there. Alright, so I'm not on top of Samuel, but I'm right in the... Whoop. Oh boy. 3 of them. There we go. Okay, I think that was a Prywin guard as opposed to Samuel. Rogue skull. Bad for having kind of taken those out. Wow, it didn't actually fall down. Another rogue skull. Wow, plenty of them. Alright, come on. honestly, at least the guards of Pride... I mean, the worst part is the guards of Pride aren't wrong, necessarily. They're just overzealous. Okay, so I actually was going the right way before.
Somebody help!
Oh boy.
Who are you? What do you want? Somebody help! Who are you? What do you want? Somebody help!
I've gotten a lot better at actually avoiding those attacks.
Who are you? What do you want?
You okay?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Huh. Okay.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker.
Holy.
Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Blood spatter's heading off this way.
As I feared. Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
October? 12th October. Father Whitaker is so righteous, so full of compassion and love for the suffering ones. Yeah, right. His words are all the city needs. Tonight I gave him all I have. My strength, my faith, my wealth. And if it is not enough, I know where to find more. Father Whitaker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was an awful and smelly place. Rats were disputing the rooms to the last remaining residents of the decrepit flats. Most of them were sick. Awful, awful odors. On the last floor, Father Whitaker found an old man lying on a dirty mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Father Whitaker knelt before him and prayed a long time. The man seemed to feel better. Then we both helped him find a light. I cried then and I cry now as I write these lines, for I've never seen a soul so relieved to be finally redeemed. Father Whitaker is a saint. It is not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride. I wish I'll be able to save as many souls as he does, for it's a real privilege to witness such miracles. Here we are. I couldn't scroll down before. Tonight, we both went to the whorehouses boarding the canal. I must admit I was very afraid to cross the path of Jezebels, but the buildings were abandoned for a long time. Whores and infections go together, explained Father Whitaker, but their customers quickly get scared when there is mention of disease. In the last brothel, we found 2 sick women, sleeping together in a sinful attitude under dirty blankets. The odor was awful once more. The smell of Satan and of the disease, explained Father Whitaker, before kneeling and praying for these 2 lost souls. The women who were so frail and sick they were not able to move when I threw the petrol on the blankets. Their souls are now cleansed and purified. Father Whitaker is a saint, and won't let anyone mock the holy man he is. He shall receive more help and support, but, as all the true prophets, he is alone. He needs more from his followers. He needs love and proof of love. Tomorrow I shall go back to the cemetery and unearth more wealth for him. The dead have no need of the terrestrial goods, but we need to eat, Father Whitaker and I. Tonight, for the first time, it was my turn to lead the round. I chose to return where we went 10 days ago to see if any more souls needed to be freed. Father Whitaker approved my choice, since the good man's work is never finished and Satan never sleeps, he explained. He also said if I keep showing so much zeal, he may soon give me more important missions and tasks. I can't wait. 3 more souls have been cleansed from any corruption tonight. If it's not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride, I dare to say we are on a path to great. On a path to greatness, I'm pretty sure is what that's supposed to read. Yeah, he is firmly on my shit list, considering he's now burning people alive. And then beyond that, he was also... Oh. Sorry, poor rat. That was an unintentional click. Well, at least that one probably isn't going to be time sensitive. And apparently Samuel's wasn't that much either. Let's see, where's the map? Here we are. Discreetly attend Mary's funeral.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Actually made her look fairly realistic.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself. This is for her. This is you telling Mary how sorry you are.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Okay, so apparently part of the vampirism is just kind of not feeling emotion as strongly as before. Different depictions have different interpretations have different standards, so to speak. Oh, may as well head on back to Whitechapel then. Oh. Oh. How did I not trigger those two? And I'm not complaining necessarily, but... Oh, that stinks. What the hell? So where did the other two come from? Just kind of jumped from above? Oh. So yeah, this is basically tenement housing here.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
I shan't
So he's got a migraine. Yeah, it'll be a bit before I actually go to St. Mary's.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the
Try
blood
one.
from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Holy.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them,
crap.
or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Okay.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Solicited had in a second L there, I believe. Let's make sure I'm not going to get ambushed by others again. Now I get to raid the garbage can instead of you. Okay, so they do fight against each other.
I'd step back, sir. Oh my God!
Like I said, if it weren't for the fact that they were hunting me, I'd be content to leave them be. But since they are, yeah, self-defense kicks in. I'll see what's down there. Why not? Alright, so she had 5 shillings. Sorry, little mousey, or rat, but I didn't mean to do that. Oh, another beast. Holy crap. There we go. Little Spicer managed to pull that off that smoothly. Oh boy. Get some shillings on him and nothing in the back alley. Let's see. Wool scarf. Oh boy. I can't help but think Camellia had a boyfriend and I just found him. Alternately it was Christina that might have had the boyfriend and I just found him. Or brother, what have you. Actually, first and foremost... Oh, okay, it's way to the northeast. Man, that upgrade on the sword is really good. Good lord.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Okay, barely got it muted in time for that one, and oh boy. Can I draw this one up here, maybe? Come on. Follow me, boys. Awesome. Divide and conquer. But hey, why take the risk myself on that one? Ow, damn it. Oh, good God. Where did you even come from? Come on. There we go. Okay. Quinine. Okay, apparently I don't think the priest dropped or the chaplain dropped anything. Oof. She's in rough shape. Oh, crap. Yeah, I didn't even think to check the cemetery. Okay. Alright, there's Christina Popa. And now I remember her last name.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll be nasty.
And your feet are kind of sinking into the floor there, miss.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
I genuinely don't remember her saying she lost a scarf.
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Hint failed. Huh. I am gonna have to play through this again, partially to correct
Goodbye,
my
miss.
mistake.
Take care.
Okay. You have got some fucking answers
Good
to
evening,
do.
Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause.
Yeah, through
He
grave
would have
robbery.
rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this.
Can I shove that back in his face?
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why?
I sent
This. But your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He didn't know, or...
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to
The worst
bear
part is,
during
that's
his
actually
endless
not true. He believed fully in this guy's cause.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
The worst part is... he doesn't...
I have heard enough for tonight.
Mesmerized level 5, so in short, in order to kill him, I need to kill quite a few other people. So yeah, not ready to do that. Or I'm not prepared to do that, I should say.
This one's wrong! Filthy piece of shit! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Wow. Man, that explosion really does a number on them. Large beast inside. Ah, crap. Oh! Okay. Another large beast over there. And Barrett is very lucky to have gotten out with his life. Oh. Here we are. How on earth? Watery blood sample. Oh, okay, it's just the light reflecting off it. Boy, is that not a comfy position you landed in? Huh. Okay, that was... Oh.
This could be the box. Lewis thought he'll...
Barrett, there is no easy way to say it, so I'm going to be blunt. We can't keep on like this. At least I can't keep on like this. If Joe ever finds out about us, about his wife and his best friend, we'll crush him, and then he will kill you. We had some good time together, but let's face it, I'm never going to be your Jane Lewis. You know it, and I know it too. So I'm ending this right here and right now. If you agree with my decision, I'm sure we'll find a way to be happy again. You, Joe, and me in time. And then the most important part of our story will have been preserved. Until that day, I wish you'd forgive me.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Yeah, Barrett, because if I don't, it would break Joe. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind. like, he wouldn't be able to recover. Oh. Well, I feel a little silly for that one. I completely forgot I can literally just break the boxes open. Did I just one-shot it? I think I might have. Yep. Managed to one-hit kill. Same with over there. So yeah, feeling a little silly for that at this point. Now. Well, I almost managed that. If I had started falling through the world, I probably would have called it a night. Admittedly, I'm getting close to it, but I think it'll be after I turn in the items here that I collected. Actually, I'll head on over to her. Maybe she's familiar with Shansu, I think was the woman's name.
Its effectiveness. Good evening, my dear colleague.
Have you any new...
It seems her dispensary isn't so busy nowadays. A good thing for the Swanborough cordial.
I'd like to see what...
Why not? I'll buy the one. Tempting. Yeah, I'm not selling that. Headache, bronchitis, cold. Oh, there's Darius. You okay?
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane. How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu?
Everything was going well until you arrived. Dorothea helped people and will be sorely missed.
I regret it too. I wish she'd continued working at the Pembroke Hospital. She was a good nurse.
So you put an end to the operation? Did you put an end to Dorothea as well?
You seem to have a lot on your chest, sir. What's wrong?
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she did not even recognize me. And then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
Fucking hell, that's a gut punch.
Tell me everything.
I do not believe in it.
Are you not?
She is...
Are you in...
Don't be... She's...
You said... What do you plan to do now that Nurse Crane is gone?
I'm not sure. Strange men came to see me after Dorothea's death, with strange weapons and very odd stories.
What kind of stories?
Stories all Romanian children know. It was as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr. Doctor. Vampires.
You believe them? Aren't you too old to hold a weapon or listen to scary stories?
Yes, I am old and alone and will die soon, but if these stories are true, maybe I have found myself another cause.
Are you living on the streets, Mr. Petrescu?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe behind walls are blind.
What about your house?
My house is always open to any poor soul needing a roof. All my work here is lost now that Dorothea is gone, thanks to you.
Yeah.
Why are you so aggressive?
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my door to you, sir. I'd like to punch you right on your chops.
Can I just offer to let him do it?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Yeah, I'm kind of considering him penance for my mistake.
Sorry.
Gangs are ruinous, if you ask me.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help?
I'm afraid not.
Have you any...
Not recently.
Yeah, and sorry for
A
clicking
gun?
through some of the options, but if it's literally stuff I've heard before and, you know, has been played on here before, yeah, I'm not exactly inclined to play through it all again.
I cannot enter.
Okay, so where is Shaoshun? Seriously.
When science fails you.
God damn it. I almost want to do an old yeller on him.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never look... Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
So is that why you brought...
Goodbye for now.
Oh boy. I might regret this one.
You again? What you...
Have you
I saw her wandering the streets. Yesterday, I think. She didn't recognize me. People say she's lost it.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr.
I think I'll talk to Harry here.
Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be what?
Have you any...
Nobody dares to enter the dispensary now. Rumors say the nurse has gone mad.
God damn it, they really grinded into you.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
Why are you sad, then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realize he's as sad as me now.
Goodbye, young.
Honestly, part of me is thinking that the
dreams are soaked with
best way to progress would be... I mean, good lord, this one is rough because I know that I give it back to Barrett, he's going to keep it under wraps. But if I give it to Joe, I have no idea how the guy will respond.
You're late. Where's my money? You again? What do you want this time?
You know what? I already fucked up this playthrough.
I think the
Why not?
documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
So that doesn't
Goodbye,
actually...
Mr. Peterson.
Huh.
Fancy buying.
You never lose.
Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Gotta admit, that was not the outcome I expected when doing that. You know, kind of pleasantly surprised about it, but... Oh, okay, apparently there is a zoom in, zoom out option.
Blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Something going on in this district. I don't know what. Like a secret or a plot I must reveal.
Yeah, Camellia still doesn't say anything to me. Okay, last bit for tonight, I think.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
Higher budget.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel.
for I can be as silent as stone.
Private matter.
I've made myself perfectly clear. This is a private matter.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
Honestly, he seems fixated on the I promised to
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Okay, seriously, how do I get down there? And for that matter, where are the last two residents of the district? Or did I kind of screw myself out of being able to talk to them? Okay, I only figure I'll get back to the hospital. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind on future playthroughs. Damn it. Oh!
Die, vermin!
Huh.
Watch out, boys! Remember bloody lynch! Over there!
Okay. You know what? Why not? boy's note. Concerning the recruitment of new boys in Whitechapel, I think I found one. Albie. He's stupid as a stool, but tough. I asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs for the black market and delivered quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boot boy and he must now meet the bosses to
I'm
get
sure
his orders.
Albert would like to know he's been accepted by the wet boot boys.
Push the left, boys! Yeah! Get rid of this! Its head!
I almost got bayoneted there. I did on that one. There we go. Oh boy. Wait. Okay, so that's locked. Go. Petition letter. Mr. Bates must stop. For months, for years maybe, Cadigan Bates has exploited us. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. So they were planning to unionize, essentially. You know, I am sorely tempted to just let it happen.
Help! Some demonstrators are attacking me!
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking
okay,
savages,
I'm killing them.
And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious.
I should have left him to the skull.
Savages.
I'll give him some medicine first. Well, you know what? No.
You had better return to...
Safety is...
Only when I'm doing.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me, for I have never been loved.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure it will be suffering. And nice touch in terms of doing like the... It was kind of an Assassin's Creed style thing. Where when you drain the blood, you get a little glimpse into their thoughts. Although nowhere near as protracted as the Assassin's Creed thing. It's just a brief little snippet as essentially their thoughts go into your mind. So, like I said, interesting mechanic there. Yes, serious, but you know what? Screw it. At least on that one. Plus, I'll be able to tell whether that actually evinced a positive change in the end. Because honestly, it's kinda seeming like it would. Alright, back to... I think I'll go to his father. Because I don't want Albert throwing his life away with the wet boot boys. I mean, he seems like a good kid, just misguided as all hell. And his dad isn't exactly up to taking care of him right now, so hopefully giving him this will, you know, kind of shake him out of his stupor a bit. Which, granted, he's only in because of the idiocy of whatever doctors that had treated him.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Because World War I needed more meat for the grinder. So, where are the Palmers, actually? There's Albert, there's Benjamin.
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid...
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Ha! Another Swan... Oh, wait a minute. Swansborough's cordial. Wait, do I have one of those already? Yeah, I've got a couple of them. No shit! No shit!
A gun?
Where? Oh, there's Albert. What's he doing down here?
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Have you heard anything?
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
Part of me feels guilty for giving in to the thirst on that one, but... I mean, Clayton at least was hard scrabble. And just doing what he
Good
had
evening,
to survive.
my dear
Or
colleague.
feels like he has to survive. Entirely different matter with that sort
Loretta,
of...
your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor.
Placebo.
And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
If your true purpose was to help, you wouldn't take money from the poor for your snake oil.
Oh, but to pay for it is part of the process, Doctor. If it were free, they wouldn't believe in it.
Well, you know, the crappy thing is she's not exactly wrong on that. Or in that regard, anyway. So... Oh yeah, Mason was the one I talked to at the door. That wouldn't let me in. As to where Shoshan is, I have no earthly idea at this point. Alright, so I figure head back to the hospital. I won't rest yet. But I'll at least get up to my room and work it out from there. Actually get up to my room, craft a few things. Actually no, before I go there, I'm heading to the cemetery again. And I will have to pause the stream for it, but I want to track down the headache medicine. The headache formula. There we go. Yeah, I still say that it looks like he's kind of waddling a little bit.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you.
Oh. Oh. What? What the hell is this?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
What?
Tell me what you are.
I am the whitened bones and blackened soil. The land made blood coursing through thy veins.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Serpent of... What?
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind?
Oh.
Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Okay, is this just because I have had so much to drink? Because take a look at my eyes. That ain't good. I mean, was that from the vision? Was it because I drank from the one guy? Is it because I'm got so much blood? Like, I mean, seriously, what on earth is causing this one? Alright, at this point, I apologize, but I'm all... Actually, let's see. Okay, so I've got to go up to where Mary was buried, I believe. And his sister's name I was able to remember easy. You know, what are the odds? Alright, take another quick gander. Alright, so back up to Mary's grave. Wait. What? Okay, that's not good. So apparently Mary is now disinterred. Really not good. Here's the headache medicine. I'm just going for an achievement at that point with the eating rats. Although, do they all have to be in the same playthrough? But, yeah, I'm actually kind of glad I did miss it, because that is rather portentous. Although it would have been a hell of a player punch had I not come back and seen that, I'll admit. Alright, so heading back to... back to the hospital, and once I get there and can learn the formula... I'm debating as to whether I want to go... as to whether I want to make the migraine treatment... Oh, now I feel like an idiot. I could have just gone directly to Whitechapel. And created the formula in the hideout there. To then give Benjamin Palmer for the migraine. But, oh well.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Okay. Alrighty. Awesome. Good handle part. 96 damage. Wow, yeah, I'm actually kind of doing well. Common handle part. Oh. Okay, apparently I can do it with that too. Tiny common handle. May as well. Let's see, tiny common handle. That was quick. Okay. Good God. I mean, is that simply because I drink? I know I'm kind of harping on that, but is that because...
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Okay, I will be looking up after... Well... Yeah, at this point, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Have a nice night.